to the Christian Women's Health Collective podcast. We are so excited that you are here. This month we are discussing nutrition, and tonight we actually have a really fun podcast that we're going to put together for you. So we will be covering one thing that each of us will and won't have in our refrigerator, our freezer, and our pantry, and why. And I am just going to kick it off with Miss Julie.
Hey everybody, welcome tonight. So big changes for me in my fridge, my pantry, and my freezer, which I'm happy to share. So you will no longer find low quality beef, but you will now find high grade grass-fed meat, especially hamburger meat. And in my pantry, you will no longer find Vienna sausages, but you will find chickpea noodles. Hamburger helper was another one. You won't find that in there anymore either. And in my fridge, you're not going to find any processed fruit juices and sweet tea. You will find unsweet tea and water. I think the big thing for me is learning that when you eat a healthy meal, if you add sugar to it, then you're basically just eating a sugar meal. So when you eat healthy foods and you drink something without the sugar, then you continue the health with it. So, and that's been a big change for me. And then I think with the meat, it's just the higher grade meat, the better it tastes. Who knew that it would be that way? So that's been a really cool find for me. What about you, Sheri?
Well, for me, for the freezer, you'll find wild caught salmon in my freezer, but you're not going to find any microwave meals or, just microwave meals and in the fridge, you're going to find avocados. I love my avocados. But you're not going to find any American cheese. And then in the pantry, you're going to find organic, dark, 85% plus chocolate. And what you won't find is spaghetti sauce in a jar. So why wild caught salmon? Because it is more nutritious, because they're out in the wild, they're eating what they're supposed to eat, and otherwise they may be in nets or some type of cages being fed soy, which they wouldn't eat, and that just creates inflammation in our bodies. You can actually tell the difference when you go to the store and look at the colors. As far as American cheese goes, that should be obvious, but American cheese it's not even cheese. It's very close to plastic, kind of like margarine. And then spaghetti sauce in a jar, well, most of them have a lot of sugar, and it is so easy to make your own spaghetti sauce. Just find a good recipe. And if you don't have one, just ask. I got a good one. How about you, Bree?
So you will never find in my fridge soda or juice, but you probably always find sparkling water. And that is because we try to eliminate as much sugar from our diets as possible. In my freezer, you'll never find popsicles or ice cream, because also, again, high in sugar. And they're too tempting for me, so I just don't have them in there anymore. But you'll always find bacon. Bacon is a staple at our house. It's full of good protein and healthy fats, and so we eat a lot of bacon. You will not find cereal in my pantry because it is full of food additives and glyphosate and sugar and artificial coloring and sweeteners and all kinds of things that are not real food. So we don't ever eat cereal, but in my pantry, you'll probably always find some nuts and some dried or freeze-dried fruit that we use for quick on-the-go snacks because those are healthy fats and real whole foods with actual fiber in them, and they're not processed sugars. So all of those choices, because we try to avoid non-food, artificial sweeteners and sugars, and processed seed oils. We try to eat more protein and more healthy fats.
Right on.
What about you? What about you, Leigh Ann?
Well, in my freezer, you're never going to find frozen pizza, but you will always find all the meat. The reason for that is I'm a carnivore. I pretty much only eat meat. But frozen pizza was something that my husband and I really enjoyed a lot. And we would buy, we tried to buy high quality frozen pizzas, but come on, they still all have really poor ingredients in them. But we do always have meat, lots of meat. Right now we have lots of moose and caribou and beef in our refrigerator. In our freezer. In our refrigerator, you will never find skim milk, but you will always find whole milk. My husband loves his whole milk, and when I am drinking tea on occasion, I'll put it in my tea, hot tea. And skim milk has been stripped of so much fat that it turns blue, and then they have to chemically add an agent into it that re-whitens it, so it's actually not even milk anymore. And I highly suggest, if you're going to drink anything or eat anything dairy, that you do full fat. Pantry, you will never find vegetable oils, but you will always find duck fat in my pantry. Again, I'm carnivore, but on the other end of that, those vegetable oils are horribly rancid and cause so much inflammation, and inflammation is the #1 cause for Alzheimer's, which is my specialty. And that is why you'll never find vegetable oil, and duck fat makes everything taste good. So, and it fries up so crispy. I love it. So that is why you will always find those products in my pantry, fridge, and freezer. So we decided we were going to keep our podcast really short for you this week. That is it, you guys. Slow or short, sweet, and simple. And if you really want to hear the deep dive that we just did in our membership, I highly suggest you come check it out. For the month of January, we're offering $23 off of the first month for you to come check it out. Please come do that. I mean, what do you have to lose? You can cancel at any time if you don't like it in there, but we're a fun group. So we highly suggest you come check us out. We will put links in the show notes to let you know where to find us and how to get signed up. And we ask that you please like, subscribe, and share this podcast with all of your friends and family, because we are here to help all of you, and we want you to eat God's food. We will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.